Hey there, everybody. I want to talk about Steven Universe Save the Light for the Nintendo Switch. I received a review copy the other day. I've played a little bit of it, and I want to talk about my experience so far. I will say this, the game doesn't put its best foot forward, and there's very, very long load times. And I noticed that there were invisible walls, but then I started actually playing the game and got to the combat, and it was really unexpected. They kind of turned me around on this game. This is a game that I think is definitely made with kids in mind, especially because of the subject matter. It's based on a cartoon that's on Cartoon Network, Steven Universe, and my son watches that show, and I think that this is a Super Mario RPG style game hidden under the veil of this Cartoon Network TV show. So basically, it's turn-based combat like in Super Mario RPG, except that whenever you are attacking or defending, you have a chance to do extra good at whatever it is you're trying to do by timing a button press right. So in Super Mario RPG, it was it was difficult to see exactly when you wanted to. In this, they put like a little star underneath the character, and that star goes from yellow to purple. And if you hit it when it is purple, then that is like your perfect timing, and you do really well. Like maybe you'll get a couple extra hits if you're attacking, or perhaps you will take less damage by blocking. I think that that the combat's actually really kind of compelling. There's a lot of choices that you can make. So for instance, the characters kind of move around on the screen in a way that is reminiscent of Chrono Trigger. Basically, it's not all of your characters on one side and all of the enemy characters on the other. Everybody's kind of spread out, and the enemies will move towards you very slowly as they are getting ready to attack one of your characters. And you can hold off on your attack and just wait until those enemies are nearby each other. And once they're nearby each other, then you can spring into attack and you can hit multiples at the same time. And I think that adds a layer of strategy that is really good. Now, what you could do instead is get multiple attacks in before those monsters even get there. So there's kind of a risk reward system. You pose a risk to yourself by not attacking right away, but in that case, you're rewarded by doing damage to multiple enemies at the same time. The way that the game, and this wasn't explained very well at all, but the way that the game limits how often you can attack is down in the bottom left corner. There's these star points, and they will continually recharge. And then each one of your characters has various abilities, and you unlock abilities as you go. Each one of your characters has these abilities, and each ability has a number associated with it. So if you are Steven, he's got like a charging shield attack that will do not quite as much damage as, I forget the female character's name off the top of my head right now. She uses a sword. Hers uses 2 star points to attack, and that does more damage. So you have to balance, who am I going to have attack this time? I could have the female character with the sword attack twice this turn because I have 4 star points, or I could have Steven attack twice and her attack once. And you're constantly having to make those decisions. Steven also, well, everybody has a bunch of different abilities. So the girl with the sword has the ability to tank damage for other characters in your party. And so if you see an enemy is clearly going after one of your characters, you can have her take that damage away. You could also have Steven put like he's got like this pink bubble ability that he can put on a character to absorb that damage and make it do 0 damage instead of whatever it normally would have. So there's a lot of strategy that you'll want to implement when playing this game. You definitely have to keep in mind, I want to keep some star points in reserve so that I can play defensively, or do I want to spend my star points as fast as I can in order to take out enemies before they get a chance to attack me? I really, really like that. The game also has these relationships that basically, as characters play together, a little meter will fill up, and you can influence whose meters will fill up faster by giving kudos. So if Steven does a particularly good job, the game will then give you a chance to give kudos to Steven from one of the characters. And whichever character you pick, that's the bar that will start filling faster, which will give you access to the team up. The team up allows the characters to kind of merge together sometimes and become a new character with different abilities. And you have to make a decision. Do I want to do that, or do I want to let these characters stay separated? Because while the new abilities are much, much more powerful, they also cost more star points. So the combat, I feel like it can be really, really cool. There's also some problems with it, though. Sometimes you can't see the character who's being targeted by an enemy because maybe there's a building in the way, or they've been obscured by something, and so you're not sure exactly when to push the button in order to time it right with the star. There's equipment that you can pick up, and overall, I think that Steven Universe Save the Light is actually a pretty decent RPG for the Nintendo Switch, and I'm actually recommending it if you can deal with the really, really saccharine, overly sweet dialogue and goofballiness of the game overall. I think that it's a game that you can allow yourself to have fun. You'll have fun. If you can't allow yourself to have fun with it, then you'll probably think, oh, this is for kids and not something that I want to do. I don't want to deal with this because I'm a grown up and, I'm just too old for this, which is kind of the idea that I had when I started playing it. And it was only, I probably, if I had bought this game and I had started playing it, I would have probably gotten a lot. I wouldn't have gotten nearly as far as I did because I felt like I was obligated to play a little bit more. Because I did my first look. I had recorded my first look, and I ended up just deleting it because I was so frustrated with the game at first. And then I decided, well, I'm just going to keep playing and I won't record any footage for it. And I'll just keep playing and see what it's like. And I ended up enjoying it after I got a little bit further and unlocked a few new abilities and really differentiated my skill set and experienced some team ups. It made it much more fun. And I think that it's a pretty good game. I'm interested in playing more of it.